So today I am going to go ahead and post a retraction, which I haven't been posting videos for very long. So this will be the first time, and with any luck it'll be the last time. So I saw the Derek Defies video. I saw the earlier one. I wasn't 100% sold that speed books don't work. Derek's video last night prompted me to go ahead and look at reports. And truthfully, I now believe that the speed books do not work. And early on, the reason that I didn't think they worked to start with is I'd see reports and I'd see, in some instances, my ground would kill more than my cav against a siege rally. And in my opinion at the time, I was like, oh, well, clearly the ground is far enough ahead of the cav when the battle starts that the ground troop speed book is pushing them to get to the siege before the horses did. So that was like part of the reason that I was going with that. Since looking at the reports, kicking it around with my teammates, kicking that concept around, that is, I came to the conclusion that ground troop speed and mounted troop speed books do not work on the wall. So I've replaced my ground troop speed with ground troop defense. Thought is make the ground a little bit more tanky up top. And then, of course, I still have my flats that are going to handle all my low-tier troops. So, with that being said, I tip my hat to Derek. He's putting in the extra work to see what works and what does not. And there's a lot of value in that because now I don't have a wasted book on. I am curious, which I kind of like hopped around the video and watched here and there, but I am curious what the ranged and siege range bonus value, even if it's anything like that's a bonus in my opinion, and those books are relevant. Even if the number is depleted, it's lower than what Evony says it is, I'm still okay with that. I think the range bonus makes a big difference. So with that being said, I think there's still value in that. But for those of you that I did recommend ground troop speed, at the time I saw reports and I saw things that led me to believe that it improved their defense, but it might have been some of the other books I had them change and the builds that I recommended to them. So with that being said, I would say if you have ground troop speed, I would change it, because that's what I've done. I've kept the archer and siege bonus because if they do work even in a diminished capacity, I feel like those are the books to have. So you're running mounted HP, ground HP, siege HP, ground troop defense, and I think that will be pretty solid. Yeah, so that was my main deal. I wanted to post a video today right away to just get it out there, because in my last video I mentioned that I am going to be consulting, which it's a little difficult to market yourself as a consultant if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have the dynamics right, which, this info came out a long time ago. I saw things that led me to believe something differently, and now I see that upon looking at my reports, it is proven. So, with that being said, troop speed is not something that you're going to see on my wall anymore. Unless they patch it, which they probably will. There's enough videos, enough people complain to see us, they'll patch it. But really, they should compensate people with rewards, because we all ran it. You put something out, and if you put something out in the game, like, it should work. Like, bar none, there's no reason it shouldn't work, and it did not. So that is my retraction. As far as anything else, because I don't want to just leave a short video, there are multiple players in the game that are super smart, and I do what I do. I feel like, as far as strengths, since we're discussing it, what do I bring to the table? I think one of my biggest strengths is debuff. I've probably got, against Archer and Siege, probably the best debuff in the server. Generals. I've got a lot of knowledge on generals. I'll look through them and I'll write everything down. And that's how I've always done it. I understand people like spreadsheets, but generals get nerfed and this, that, and the other. So I think by sitting down and writing everything down, everything that general brings, it gives me an advantage. And, when people ask, I usually can right off the rip tell them what the general does. But now with so many generals, it's not as easy to do that. I did finish my test against with Agrippa Merlin and Agrippa Eleanor, and Agrippa Merlin was significantly better on the Alliance boss. So I went ahead and kept that, and I know the stats are better because I've done the numbers. So I know the stats are much better. With that being said, always, before you spend a dime, because when we see a general that might be a game changer, we go crazy and we don't compare and we don't write the numbers down. So with that being said, let me take a look. I'm going to do this since I have you all here, since everyone's taking their time to watch this video. Let's go ahead and let's do this. So we're going to go in. We'll go to portraits, the new Siege General, which most of us would never be able to awaken her. I didn't even want to spend the money to get her. So that shows you where I'm at in the game right now. Anyway, let's take a look. So Siege 113, 126, 119 is what she starts with. 113, 126, 119. 115, 124. She's got a little higher attack, little lower HP, little higher defense, which, in my opinion, Siege attacks priority, then HP, then defense. So we'll take that into account, and I'm mainly going to look at the attack, and I'll look at the HP beyond that, but I think the attack's the thing to look at first on Siege, because that's the most important. The whole idea with Siege, like, the HP is not great on Siege. It will help them survive if you do have HP, high HP on them, but the main idea of the Siege is we want to launch an attack from a long ways away. The first wave is what really counts, so your attack wants to be the highest, and then the second wave, of course, is just gravy. So with that being said, the most important part of Siege is the attack. So let's take a look. Siege attack for 40%, 50. Don't get anything there. Don't get anything there. Oh, 56, I guess. 96 attack. 106. 116. 136. So 166 in total. Ooh, wait. I almost forgot. It's Covenant General. 171, 176. The 176 attack, I believe. $96, $106, $116. Yeah, 176. Okay. I was just making sure I was using the right numbers off the top. So what did I come with? 176 total attack for Melisande. I'm sure I butchered that, but that's all right. Yadi. 45, 55, 65, 75, 105, 115, 130, 155, 160, 165, 180, 180, 175. So higher attack. Which, you know what? With her attributes and the rate of return, it's probably even on the attack. So let's look at the HP. I mean, it's probably really close. It's probably pretty much neck and neck on the attack. We're gonna call it even draw on Hinyadi and her on the attack, and then HP is 15, 25. 35, 60, 80, 80. So we get an 80 HP, 85. So 85 HP versus, I think that she is going to be higher. Jesus, I'm going to get out of here. 85. Wait. 85 for Hinyadi. 40. So that's 65. 65. 70. I'm sure she beats him on HP. 80. 90. 105. So yes, Melisande will have higher HP. So I would say Melisande is better than Hinyadi, but at the same time, I also would not spend all that money for a little bit of an increase. You're getting 8% march size, 13%. There's nothing else in here. So 13%. And Hinyati will give you nothing. 13%. All right, right here is the 10%. 10% March capacity. So far we're -3. And is there anything in here? It does not look like it. No. So, higher HP, 3% smaller March size, which is probably not a make or break. And then, I'm not going to go into the defense. I feel like that's good enough. One thing that is nice is Gunther came out, and Gunther matches with either of them, I believe. Gunther matches with her, and this is what I use. I use Gunther, and I use Hinyati as the main. Gunther is the second, and I've got all of his stuff open, and I've got him all the way done up. Yeah, I mean, either or, potato. I built Hinyati because at the time he was the very best. I don't know that he necessarily is the very best anymore when matched up with Melisande, but also you're gonna pay a lot more for her now. I already paid the bill on Hinyati, so I'm sticking with that. Trying to get my Siege Dragon the best I can. He's finally level 15, and then beyond that, it's just the stuff in the advanced refining, all the other extra buffs you can get. So, in my opinion, I think Hinyati Gunther is in the ballpark of Melisande and Gunther. And this way, instead of focusing on starting all over with a new siege, I'm not going to do that. I think I'm sitting pretty good. I also have Merlin and Agrippa. And I feel like that's a solid matchup. Merlin was much better than Eleanor. Eleanor did match with Agrippa, and now Merlin does. And he is solid. I need to work on his Covenant a little bit. That's what it comes down to, is it's either going to be Covenant and some of the other bonuses. But I've covered a fair amount here. But I've done my retraction. Speed books do not work. I do agree with Derek, and I'm going to call this a video.